This is your guide to the rules of the Puzzle Olympics. If you're interested in participating, I'm here to explain it all. You don't need to be fast. You don't need to qualify. All you need is a passion for puzzling and a whole lot of puzzles. Hi, I'm Sandra from the Puzzling Canadian and welcome to my channel. I was asked by the coordinator of the Puzzle Olympics to create a video to explain all the rules and how to participate in this online event. What is the Puzzle Olympics? Well, it's a free, online, non-competitive event for puzzlers all around the world, and it's held on Facebook. Puzzle Olympics is divided into rounds, and you can decide which ones you want to participate in. It's just a fun way for puzzlers to assemble puzzles in a specified time frame and share the love of puzzles. I've participated in this event for a few years now, and I enjoy it because I get to see different puzzles from around the world. I have challenged myself to do larger piece counts, and I just like the community atmosphere that it brings. In order for the Puzzle Olympics to run smoothly, there are rules. Now, before I get into the do's and don'ts, I just want to highlight the basic rules, which are: be kind and courteous, no hate speech or bullying, no promotion or spam, respect everyone's privacy, and don't cheat. I also want to highlight that the Puzzle Olympics has puzzlers of all different ages and many different backgrounds. So the organizers ask to please do not post any puzzle images that are controversial or inappropriate. Let's just keep it PG. So let's now get into the details, and if you stay to the end of the video, I'll tell you how to register. The Puzzle Olympics is held twice a year, and the rules are the same for both. The only difference is the Summer Puzzle Olympics, the rounds are spread out and they're only done one at a time. Whereas in the Winter Olympics, it's done over 2 months and the rounds are done, multiple rounds are done at the same time. There are a total of 8 rounds, and during that designated time frame, that is when you can puzzle that specific piece count or theme. So I'll give you an example right now using the schedule from the 2023-2024 Winter Puzzle Olympics. So for example, if I had this puzzle here, this is a 260 piece puzzle from Anatolian. If I want to puzzle this one here using the 2023-2024 schedule for the Winter Puzzle Olympics, I would be able to puzzle it during the bronze round, which allows me to puzzle 201 pieces to 499 pieces, and that will be during December 1st to the 31st. That is the only time I would be able to puzzle this and upload my pictures to Facebook, between December 1st to December 31st. Now, if I then have another puzzle, this one here, this is a 1,000 piece puzzle from the brand Enjoy. If I wanted to do this one here, I would then do this under the gold round, and that's from 1,000 pieces to 1,499 pieces. And I would only be able to do this based on that schedule between January 1st to the 31st. So it's very important that you refer to the schedule, whether it's the Summer Puzzle Olympics or the Winter Puzzle Olympics, to see what time frame you are allowed to puzzle certain piece counts. You can puzzle as many puzzles as you want for each round, so long as that puzzle does not get repeated in another round. And when you start a puzzle for a specific round, it has to be unassembled in the box or in its bag when you begin that puzzle for that specific round. In the opening ceremonies, you can puzzle any piece count, but there's usually a theme. For the Winter Puzzle Olympics, the theme is usually winter. So it would be winter sports, winter holidays, winter scenes. So you could do a 1,500 piece puzzle of a snowy scene, and that would count for that. In the Summer Puzzle Olympics, the theme for the opening ceremony is usually around the Olympic Games, and that will be stated in the schedule. For the other rounds, there is no theme, but there is a corresponding piece count. So For the silver round, it'll tell you what the corresponding piece count is, which is usually 500 to 999 pieces. So there's no theme, but that's the piece count that you would puzzle for that specific round. For the Winter Olympics, if you are puzzling a winter themed puzzle, always put it in the opening ceremonies during that period of time. So the opening ceremonies in the example that I gave you for the 2023-2024 Winter Olympics is between December 1st to the 31st. So if you have a 500-piece puzzle that is an image of kids playing ice hockey on a lake, then that 500-piece puzzle will go in the opening ceremonies, not the silver. And so that is just for the Winter Puzzle Olympics. All puzzles must be two-dimensional and lay flat. Now, they could be a shaped puzzle, like those round puzzles, or any other type of shape. They could also be cardboard pieces. They could be wood pieces, acrylic pieces, or plastic pieces. Those all qualify. There is a separate round for 3D puzzles. So for this event, puzzles with pieces designed to fit together using interlocking shapes that result in a shaped object that is not flat may be accepted for this 3D round. Now, Lego is not accepted for this round. And also, sometimes the puzzle box will say 3D, but doesn't qualify for this round because it may say 3D, but it lays flat. So if you're not sure if your 3D puzzle qualifies for this round, please ask the coordinators. So this is how you play. The Puzzle Olympics is held on Facebook, and a Facebook group will be created once the registration starts. Now, in the meanwhile, if you're interested in participating, you should be joining the Facebook group called Training Camp for Puzzle Games. Now, in this group is open all year round. In this group, when you're in there, it'll provide you information about the Winter or the Summer Olympics, about all the registration and when it's going to be held. So as you puzzle each round, you will need to take progress photos with a secret object and a finished photo of your puzzle. And all this will have to be submitted to the Facebook group. Now, when you go to that Facebook group, there are only 2 pages that you would need to access when you enter that group. It's usually the files page, and that's where you will find all the rules. So I usually access the files, I print all the rules, and I keep it by my side as I'm puzzling. The second page that you will access is the album page. And that is where you will go to access the appropriate album to upload those progress photos with the secret object and the finished puzzle. So, for example, if I did a 500-piece puzzle, I would press the album page in the Facebook group, go to the album silver, and I will then add my finished photo and everything else to that album. It is very important that you remember to never just throw it in the feed. I've seen that happen in the past where people just put their pictures in the feed. It's not. It's always in an album. That is how they keep track of everything. The album for each round will open up at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time Zone and close at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time Zone for the scheduled dates. So cities that are in an Eastern Time Zone would be Toronto, New York, Miami. So if you're not in the Eastern Time Zone, you may just want to go to your phone world clock and put in one of those cities, and then you can follow along with the times. So let's talk about the secret object and the secret word. At the beginning of each round, there will be revealed a secret object and a secret word. And you can find that in the secret object album on the Facebook group. So the secret object is usually coins. You could be using any type of coin, coins from your country, another country, or even play coins you can use. However, the secret word will be different for each round, and the secret object, the number of coins, will be different for each round. The secret word and the secret object must be in all your progress photos. The finished photo does not have the secret word or secret object. So just the progress photos will have it. The finished puzzle will not include the secret word or the secret object. Now, what you need to do is you need to hand write it on a piece of paper. So no computer printouts. handwrite it. This is what I usually do. I usually get a cue card or some paper of some sort. I use a Sharpie marker or any type of marker so that when you write the word, it is clearly visible in the photo. And then I always leave space down below because that is where I'm going to put the coin. So you need to put the coins on top of the paper. And then what you end up doing is you end up putting that in the center of your puzzle and take a picture. So if you do the borders first, it goes right in the center. Try not to cover any of the pieces that you've already assembled. If you're the type of person who doesn't do the border first and just, works from the inside out, then you just put it beside some of the pieces that you've already started working on. So just try to keep it in the center. Don't cover any other pieces. And we need to see that in all your progress photos. Let's now talk about progress photos because that's a very important part of this process. As you are puzzling, you will need to stop and take progress photos, and you already know that you're going to have to include the secret word and the secret object. What there is also is a minimum requirement for progress photos, and it depends on how many pieces you are assembling. So if you see here in this chart, you can see the required amount that is needed based on your piece count. So for example, if you were to do an 1,000 piece puzzle, that would mean you would fall under the category of 500 to 1,499, and that will require 3 progress photos. So what you want to do with the progress photos is take a beginning photo. Usually you do the border and then you put the secret word and the secret object in the middle. Now you may be a person who does not do the border first, and that's fine. Then you would assemble about the same amount of pieces that are in a border, and then that would be your starting point, and you would put the secret word and secret object beside those pieces, and that would be your beginning photo. The key is to show progression. So depending on how many pieces you're assembling, you would do one in the beginning, like I said, and then maybe, a quarter of the way through or a third of the way through. It depends on your piece count. And then as you're progressing, take another one and another one. What we do not want to see is you take one in the beginning and then you forgot, and then you decide to take 2 or 3 at the end. That does not show progression. That just shows the beginning, and it really shows almost near the end. So make sure you're providing progression. Now that you're finished your puzzle, you will need to take a finished photo. Now, when taking that photo, you got to remember that you got to consider that this picture is going into an art gallery. You want it to be in the best possible lighting with no clutter, making it look as pretty as possible so that everyone else can admire it and enjoy this puzzle that you have just assembled. So it's very important when you are taking that picture to follow some steps. First of all, you're taking the picture above the puzzle. So put it above the camera. Don't take it like this on an angle because you want to get everything in there. So you want to make sure all the border and all 4 corners are in that picture. Also, the best possible lighting it will make it look better. So daylight is usually the best lighting. So you may want, if you finish your puzzle at nighttime, maybe wait till the morning to take a photo. When you're putting that puzzle together, also make sure the puzzle's on a neutral, solid background. So usually puzzle boards do have that, or foam boards are usually just white or black, so it's like a neutral color. Don't do it on like a busy tablecloth or something like that. We want the background that it's on to be neutral so that the puzzle just pops right out and everybody can see it, and there's no clutter. So again, nothing around the puzzle, no coffee mugs or pens or pet's tail or something like that in the picture. Make sure it's just a picture of the puzzle. So once you have that finished photo of your puzzle, you will then go to the designated album, click that album, and you're going to add photo. Now, when you add photo, it will allow you to put information in the caption. There is only 3 pieces of information that will go in that caption, and that is it. It is brand, title, pieces. It'll go in that exact order, brand, title, pieces in the caption. Now, when you're inputting the brand, anything that says games, puzzles, publisher, you just drop that. So for example, if you're doing a Buffalo Games, you drop the word games and then the brand just says Buffalo. If you were doing a hey puzzle, you drop the word puzzle, and then it's just hey. So brand is just hey. Title. The title needs to be in English. So if it's a foreign puzzle, you probably have to go online and take a look at if you could find the translation. Now, also with titles, if you are doing a series puzzle, and I'll just show you an example. I have one here, Star Wars Villainous Series. You will not put this under title. You drop the series name and just put the name of the puzzle. In this case, this one's called Kylo Ren. So I would put title, Kylo Ren. I would not put Star Wars Villainous. That is dropped. And then you put the number of pieces down there as the last piece of information in the caption. Now, once you've added that photo, what you wanted to do is go back in, click that photo, go to the comment section. The very first comment you're going to make is a photo of the puzzle box. So let's use this as an example again. If this is the puzzle I'm doing, I would take a picture of the entire box, making sure I show the piece count in that photo. That is the very first photo or a comment that's going to go in that picture that you've uploaded. They need to see that puzzle box. That's the first thing that you put up there. If the puzzle box, again, you're taking the picture from above the puzzle box. If it doesn't display the piece count, then you do another photo showing a picture of what the piece count is. Then the next is your first picture, progress picture. And then you go back into another comment and you add the second progress picture. And then you go to the comment and then another progress picture, or how many you need based on your piece count. Very important again. Do not add anything extra in the caption section, only brand, title, and pieces. Everything else goes in the comment section of that photo, that finished photo. So you're going to follow this procedure for all the rounds when you're uploading your photos, except for the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games is just a little bit different because they are large piece counts. So in order to upload photos or show your progression, this is what you're going to do. You are going to take a picture of the top of the puzzle box, showing which puzzle you are going to be doing. And you're going to include the secret word and the secret object. So I take a picture from above of the puzzle box, and that will be my photo that I add to the album. So I go into the album, add photo. Again, I add the same pieces of information, brand, title, pieces in the caption, and then I put that in there. So then I go in and I click the picture that I've just added. The first thing I put in the comment section is a picture of the unassembled pieces. So what that will look like is all the pieces in the box with the secret word and secret object, so they can see that I haven't done this puzzle yet and it's got the secret word. Or sometimes those large pieces come in 2 bags, those large piece count puzzles. So you could show the bag with the puzzle, with the secret word and the secret object. They need to see that in there. They need to see that you're starting this very large puzzle with the unassembled pieces. And then as you start assembling this very large puzzle, you will take the progress pictures with the minimum required amounts, just like you saw in that chart, and then add them in the comment section. When you're finished this large piece puzzle, you will take a photo following the similar instructions, and then you will add that into the comment section, your finished photo. So that's what's different is in the other albums, you're adding a finished photo to the album as the first one, whereas the Olympic Games, you are adding a picture of the puzzle you're going to be working on over the course of several weeks, because it is a very large puzzle and it will take a very long time. Now, I know that seems like a lot of information and procedures you have to follow in order to upload the progress pictures. But even though that this event is a non-competitive event, there are only a few volunteers who are taking all that information from every photo and putting it into their systems in order to keep track of the statistics for the Puzzle Olympics. So it's very important that we want to make that process, that job for them as easy as possible. Let's delve into some troubleshooting. Sometimes you're going to be doing some puzzles and you're going to run into some problems. So here's a few that we have seen in the past and how to deal with them. Number one, you do a puzzle and it has no brand. So when you are submitting that In the album, in the caption section, you would put brand none. And then number 2 is you have a puzzle and it has no title. Then when you go into the caption section under title, you would just give one word to describe that puzzle. So here's an example. Just say I was doing this puzzle here and it has no title. I may just title this gas station or pumps, right? Something like that that would describe what that puzzle is in the title. Pieces, that's number 3. Well, you end up having a puzzle that the puzzle box doesn't tell you what the piece count is. I've never come across that, but if it does, what you need to do is to try to accurately count how many pieces are in that puzzle, and that's what you submit under pieces. So number 4 is missing pieces, and that seems to be sometimes a reoccurring concern when we have the Puzzle Olympics. Because many times you pick up a puzzle through thrifting or through a trade, and you may be working on this puzzle, taking the progress photos, and now you came to the end and there's some missing pieces and you're like, oh my goodness, is this going to qualify? So the answer to that is it does qualify so long as it is no more than 1%. So it's a maximum of 1% of the puzzle missing pieces. So let's take a look at an example. There's a chart here. If you were to do 1,000 pieces, that means the maximum you can have missing pieces is 10. So up to 10, then it would still qualify. Now, what happens if it's more than the 1% maximum? Well, then that puzzle does not count, unfortunately. But you can then upload that puzzle, picture of that puzzle, to the Olympic Village album, but it will not qualify in that respective round because it has more than 1% missing pieces. And number 5 is more of a technical issue. Sometimes Facebook is just finicky and you go into the album, you click the album, you add the photo, you put in your caption, and then when you go back in there, you realize, oh, the caption didn't upload for some reason. That's happened to me before in the past. So how do you fix that problem? What you do is you click that photo, and when you click that photo, at the top right-hand corner, there's 3 dots. You click that, and there'll be a section that says Edit Caption. You click that, and then you add again the brand, the title, the pieces, and then you save the changes, and that usually then uploads the caption. There are a few other albums that you will see in the Facebook group. Number 1 is the Junior Olympics. Now, the Junior Olympics is not around. The Junior Olympics is held at the same time as the Puzzling Olympics. And the Junior Olympics is for those players that, due to age, are not able to assemble higher piece counts, or that, due to ability, are not able to follow the schedule. So an example of that would be you may have a 6-year-old who only does 100-piece puzzles, but want to participate. Or you may have a 95-year-old puzzler who takes a very long time to do 500-piece puzzles, but still wants to participate. So they would be under the Junior Olympics, and they can assemble any piece count and at any time, and they put it, and they have their own separate album. They'll have their own separate secret word and secret object. Number 2 is the album called The Snack Puzzles, and this is for puzzle pieces or puzzles that are 50 pieces or less. And the puzzles that go in this album do not qualify for the game statistics. Number 3 is Olympic Village. This album here is where you have the opportunity to get some advice, to share information, or just to get to know your fellow Olympians. And number 4 is the Question and Answers album. If you have a question about something that perhaps has not been clarified yet, you could go to this album and ask, and one of the coordinators will get back to you. It's also a good album to go and take a look every once in a while, because they may have some more information to help you along. So you've read the rules, you're interested in participating, this is how you register. You go to the Facebook group and you hit the album page, and when you hit the album page, there should be an album called Register Here. You will click that, and that will take you to the registration process. and you're going to register as an individual. Provide them with all the information that they have requested. If you want, you could be part of an Olympic team. It's not required, but if you want to, you can puzzle as a team with other puzzlers. It doesn't have to be in your location. It could be with any puzzler around the world. So in the registration, you will put the team name that you are going to be puzzling with. And then every time you submit a puzzle, you're going to do that individually. And then your totals will be added to the puzzling team that you are part of. And that'll be counted for the statistics for that puzzle team. So you don't have to repeat your team name when you're submitting photos. Once you do it in registration, they will have it down there and it will be counted. And it's just a fun way to puzzle with maybe another group of people, but you will be submitting all your photos individually. So now let's discuss the raffle. The Puzzle Olympics may end up having a raffle, but it really can be different from year to year because it's dependent on the generosity of the sponsors. So the raffle, if there is a raffle, the raffle prizes will be shipped out by the puzzling company. So not the coordinators of the Puzzle Olympics, the puzzling companies will ship that prize out if there is a raffle for the Puzzle Olympics. And really where these puzzles can go depends on where these sponsors ship to. So it all depends on the sponsorship. More detailed information regarding the raffle will be provided towards the end of the Puzzle Olympics in the Facebook group. However, if there's going to be a raffle, then there are some eligibility requirements. There's actually 3 that need to be met if you are to get the raffle prize. So these eligibility requirements are, number 1, the player has registered by completing their form in full. Number 2, the player has followed all the rules for posting puzzles correctly. And number 3, the player has provided us all their shipping address following the instructions. So there you have it. Those are all the rules for the Puzzle Olympics. I know it's quite a bit. However, what I find that I usually do whenever there's a Puzzle Olympics that I'm participating in, I go to that file page and I print out all the rules so that I can refer to them. And I have done that many times when I'm in the middle of a puzzle, halfway during the event, I will go back to the rules to review them. If you have any questions as you're going along, there's also the question and answer album. You can go to that album to ask your question, or maybe go through it and maybe your question has already been answered. I have done this event for several years, so I have just come up with a list of do's and don'ts that might help you through this event. Do end up picking and choosing which rounds you want to participate in. You do not have to do all the rounds, so just pick the ones that you want to explore. Don't post in the regular feed. Remember, you need to post in the albums when you're submitting your finished photo. Do challenge yourself to do a different piece count. It was this event that actually got me to do my very first 3,000 piece puzzle. And I'm pretty sure I would have not touched that if it wasn't for this event. They challenged me and I did it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Don't use a tiny sheet of paper to write the secret word and put the secret object. Remember, make it at least visible, not a gigantic paper, but don't make it very tiny either. Do take progress photos frequently. If you have to put a timer to remind yourself, please do so. Don't add anything extra in the caption when you are adding your photo, your final photo, to the album. Remember, in the caption is only brand title pieces. Do include the secret word and the secret object in all your progress photos. Don't include the secret word and the secret object in your finished photo. Do make comments in the albums on other people's puzzles. It's such a wonderful way to get to know all the other puzzlers participating in, and it's a great interaction. Don't take a photo of your puzzle on an angle. Remember, take the picture from above the puzzle. And do ask questions if you are uncertain about anything. Everybody's out there to help you out, so please go to the question and answer album and ask your questions there. And don't take it personally if the coordinators ask you to make a correction. Remember, it's a small group of people and they're just trying to keep the information consistent. So they will be monitoring those albums to make sure the way you're uploading the photos and putting in the information is consistent for everybody. So don't take it personally. And do have fun with this event. It's supposed to be a fun event, just puzzling and then interacting with other puzzlers and seeing what other puzzles they do around the world. So it is fun. Do have fun with it. If you have any questions, please leave it down below. I will do my best to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I will then refer to one of the coordinators of the Puzzle Olympics, and they will try to answer your question. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. I've never done a video like this before, and I hope that I was able to communicate all this information to you effectively. If you have found this video very helpful to you, please just tap that like button. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Until next time, happy puzzling.